Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time. We geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw The Secret World of Guy Fieri.
No.
Arrietty. The Secret World of Arrietty.
There you go.
I said it right. Welcome back to another part of our Ghibli Fest, where we are watching all these Studio Ghibli films because, and we're American. We're saying Ghibli, not Ghibli, not Ghibli. It's just how we're used to saying it. And of course, the fine folks at Shout Factory and GKIDS reached out to me, and in honor of their September 22nd, 2020 release, Blu-ray release of The Wind Rises, finally hitting DVD, digital, and all that stuff. They also have released an iTunes exclusive 6-film bundle that saves you $20 if you get them together instead of buying them individually, of the Studio Ghibli Collection Volume 2. And this is one of the freaking cool movies that's in that collection, and we're here to talk about it a little bit, briefly. And then, of course, we're doing the trailer reactions, then the movie reviews. So, what is this? This is the third film out of 6 we're talking about. We've already done The Wind Rises. We've already done Porco Rosso. Yeah. And now we're here to talk about the littles. No, obviously, Secret World of Arrietty. Arrietty?
Arrietty. God, now you're making me question myself.
I know, right? It's from the same source material.
Arrietty.
Guy Fieri, so Arrietty. Yeah, Arrietty, because that's how I got there. I was like, it's kind of like Guy Fieri. So that said, we had a lovely dinner.
And you had...
I had a lot of food.
And...
A little bit of red wine. So that may affect my thoughts on this movie a little bit. In the sense that, boy, was I sure comfortable. And was this movie quiet and not really connecting with me. So I zoned in some parts.
Okay, here's the thing. Eric likes a lot of story.
I do. I'm more of a story than a slice of life. I mean, I like characters and all that stuff too, but I'm just making sure you're...
Yeah, I know. But this is really... I mean, this is almost slice of life to the extreme. It's like, because it's not really so much about the story. It's what is it like to be one of these borrowers?
And I kind of feel like once we kind of got into that being what the story was, by then I kind of checked out a little bit. And again, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of zoning a little. It was warm. It was comfortable.
Because you're seeing the world from their perspective. I mean, for them, every day is Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Now there are a few moments in here I liked, and again, I got the basic gist of it because where it's not super story heavy, obviously.
Oh, the Attack on Titan thing was a joke.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, jeez. Okay.
Me dropping my phone like I do.
But yeah, no, and again, but there is a moment or two in there that it's like, it's a Titan!
Yeah.
So there's kind of that. Again, look, it's a gorgeous film. We watched it on a 4K TV and OLED. It's a 1080s thing, but again, animation upscales real nice in 4K. So the colors were vibrant and popping and everything. Sound work was great. We chose to watch the dub.
Yeah.
The American dub, which we discovered, by the way. There was a brief Australian dub with Tom Holland and Mark...
I thought you said it was English.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was English. With Tom Holland and Mark Strong and Saoirse Ronan, if I say that correctly. And Olivia Colman. Saoirse, something like... She sells down by the shore.
It's one of those things that you look at that combination of letters and you're like, I think you're cheating at Scrabble because those don't make that sound.
Oh, only I get to make fun of names, lady. No, but the movie itself, I mean, it's fine. It's 95 minutes. I think if you're not quite as relaxed and you're a little more aware of what you're going to get, you're probably going to like it a little bit more than me. If I was more prepared for it being less story-driven and, a little more what's it like driven, I would probably enjoy it more than I did. And I didn't hate it by any means. I could see watching it again, giving it another fair shake, because this is my first viewing of this one.
I'm going to say I wasn't really thrilled with a lot of the dub on this one. I mean, our main character was fine, but everybody else just felt so freaking monotone.
Will Arnett was surprisingly uninteresting as the father voice, I thought.
But if you look at the same time, it's like if you look at the father's animation, he's just like he's not
Batman.
He is like completely cool pretty much the entire time.
That's true. Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, but at the same time, you're going like, this is still awfully monotone. And Carol Burnett, I feel, was kind of wasted.
Oh God, I know she was in it, but now
she was the housekeeper.
That's what I thought. She was the crazy housekeeper trying to prove that the littles exist.
Towards the end, she started kind of getting it, but it just
the borrowers.
But it just didn't land for me.
Yeah, and I like some of the stuff towards the end, and maybe that's what it was maybe they could have played more of that up for me than what I got out of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's something I blinked and missed, but it's like a little bit more of her being driven crazy by it, a little bit more of people not believing her.
Yeah, it was one of those things that's like, where, it was always like everything they were doing was like just out of her sight or whatever. She'd be like, the classic thing where you turn around and they're not there, you turn back and they're back out and you turn.
Yeah. Probably the cutest thing in this whole thing for me was the cat, who I named Chubsy, which is a name I love for a cat, I've decided. Or a new nickname for me. But on Burger Week, at least. But I thought, the animation and all that stuff, of course, is every bit as spectacular as you would expect it to be.
Yeah. Now, it's not a Miyazaki movie per se.
He wrote it, but
written and produced, I think, but it was a different director.
I was going to say, yeah. So I don't know if that has something to do with it a little bit too, but I don't know that it does, because it wasn't necessarily the staging or the framing or the flow or anything like that. Yeah. It just does come from and again, it's based on another source material, so maybe if it was more of a Miyazaki original idea or his own something, maybe I would have liked it more, because there is that Miyazaki kind of touch, like you feel like it's one of his films. You can tell it has elements of story that are important to him and something he wants to explore in some way or another that I felt were lacking in this. So that may also be part of it, where it is an adaptation of somebody else's material. It's not connecting with me as much as the other films have so far.
House Moving Castle also is an adaptation.
Well, and to be fair, sometimes adaptations can work really well, because I do remember really liking that one, but not all the time. Sometimes the adaptation isn't going to land as well for me. Can't think of a specific example of that right now, but I know there are some.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. I did see this in the theaters back in the day.
What day? A Monday?
When did this come out? 1990?
No, it's later than that. This is
2000, 2010, 2010.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure. And I'm thinking I may have actually seen
I think I have it here.
The British English.
I want to say the British English one was 2011 and the American was 2012 or something like that. Here we go. I should have it. So yeah, 2011, 2012. So yeah, United Kingdom version was 2011 and American version was 2012. Japan was 2010. So 3 years of Guy Arrietty. Ari. How do I not know it's Arrietty? Arri is Ari. I have a bunch of Ari lights and film gear. I should know that it's Arrietty. How is that just now clicking with me?
Anywho, but I'm saying
yeah.
Because again, none of the voice acting really was ringing any bells for me. So that's what I'm thinking. I may have seen
the British.
The British.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it came over the States, but I'm sure you could have found other ways.
Or I may have seen it in Japanese. I really don't remember.
Yeah, 10 years ago is a lot of years ago, y'all. Almost 10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's still a fine film. I think a lot of people are going to find a lot more enjoyment. I think she certainly enjoyed it more than I did.
Yeah.
Because you were into it for sure.
Yeah, because again, I love the attention to detail, even down to the fact of how water behaves when you're working on that small a scale. Surface tension changes things dramatically.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. And again, to me, that's not, like, when I watch a movie, that's not what I'm looking for. To me, that's bonus. Like, I want interesting characters I can really relate to, care about, and at least some kind of at least vague story that drives my interest and makes me want to go on a journey or an adventure or a ride. It's really hard for me to get into the more slice of life stuff, typically. So I think that's just part of my issue with this, is it's not terribly my cup of tea, the way a Porco Rosso is, because that was super freaking fun, or even The Wind Rises because of the love story and things like that.
I just had a thought. I kind of want to see this done as a documentary. So, like tiny borrower film crew running around.
Then I just had a tiny The Borrower's Cannibal Holocaust thought in my head, so... that's unpleasant.
Okay, let's leave that.
When you first said it, I was thinking more like one of those nature documentaries where it's like with the narrator and it's like, and here we see the native borrower in there, or something. And she's like taking a shower and she turns around like, oh, excuse me, or something, because like the adult crew is standing there. But yeah, I mean, look, overall it's good. It's a good addition to this box set. It's not my favorite. It's probably for me going to be one of the weaker Ghibli films I've seen. I'm trying to figure out
if, again, it's a family film.
And just for my taste.
Trying to figure out if the little ones, how much they would, because it's one of those things, like I said, it's very quiet for the most part. I mean, there is a little bit of action here and there. But, it's pretty as any Miyazaki Ghibli film. Sorry.
No, I have a lot of compressors on your voice. You should be fine.
So I'm just kind of like, if I was a little one, would I like it?
What would you borrow? Yeah, for the kids.
I think it's going to really depend on the kids.
I think so. I think a lot of kids would
think there's
prefer
some
it because of the weirdness of, oh, they're so tiny, and what would I do? And kind of in the way Chippendale's Rescue Rangers worked for me.
There's a lot more action in that, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying kind of in that way. Just of like, oh, what would I build? If I was that size, what would I use to build things and stuff, maybe?
Okay, I have a question. What if we had borrowers?
If we had borrowers, depends on what they're borrowing.
As he looks around all his very expensive equipment.
Exactly.
Well, they do try and take things that won't be missed.
Well, they don't know what I'd miss. I may not miss it today, but I'll miss it in a decade. Like my dignity. What's that? Oh yeah, the AC kicked back on. Yeah, I think that's about all I really got, though, because again, I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I didn't hate it. I'm glad it's a nice addition to the 6-pack and everything.
Yeah. I definitely liked it more than he did.
Yeah, so again, but that's how art and stuff like this works. It just depends on the person, so.
What are we watching next?
Next is going to be The Cat Returns.
Okay.
That's a good one.
The cat came back.
We'll watch it with the cats and see what happens. That'll be fun. And maybe by then we'll have a new cat that's named Chubsy. All right, click that thumbs up button. Give us that good old thumb of encouragement. We do love to hear what you love when you encourage. Love to be encouraged if you want to. Comment below. What do you think about this one? How do you feel it ranks among the Studio Ghibli films and stuff like that? Do you like this adaptation? Did you see the UK dub? All that kind of stuff. Let us know. We love to hear what you have to say. I said the thumb of encouragement out of order. All right, and then don't forget that you can check out, by the way, not sponsored, not paid for, nothing like that. They just gave us codes to the 6 movies, and I think that's really cool because I love Shout Factory. I love what they do. We love GKIDS. We go to a lot of the Fathom events and everything. So let us know. We'd love to hear what you did all that.
I think it's just time to say goodbye.
Now's the time to say goodbye to you and all the gang. Something like that. I don't know. Now it's time to say goodbye, and Jed and all his gang. Like to take this time to thank you folks for stopping in. I can't remember. All right, we're gonna get out of here so we can go watch some more stuff and eat and drink Granny's tea. No, we don't want to drink Granny's peach tea.
No, we don't.
All right, we'll see you all later.